Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Welcome to another fabulous Friday. Today we're going to create this really cute card using the Graceful Garden stamp set and the Stampin Blends. I'm going to show you not only how to color with the Stampin Blends and create this variegated look using the color lifter, but I'm also going to show you how to use this ribbon. Or I should say how to color the ribbon. This is actually our silver metallic edged ribbon and it's white, but I wanted it to match the pool party cardstock that I'm using today. So let's get started. Piece of our grid paper or something to protect your surface because the Stampin' Blends do bleed through your paper. The cardstock we're using is a piece of pool party and it's cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and it's scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of rich raspberry and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Here's that designer series paper. It's from the Petal Garden. You can see how it's variegated in color with the rich raspberry. It's cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I have another piece of rich raspberry and it's cut at 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. And then I have a piece of thick Whisper White, and it's cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Now, if you use thick Whisper White for your card bases and you mess up on something, don't throw it away because you can cut it down and use it to color with our Stampin' Blends because it does take the alcohol markers very nicely. Now, the markers I used are the light and the dark rich raspberry. I used the dark pool party for the ribbon, and then I used the light and the dark old olive for the leaves, and then I used the color lifter to lift out some of the rich raspberry, the light rich raspberry, to try and get some of that variegated look to it. Then let's see, you're going to want your rich raspberry ink pad for the sentiment, and when you're using the alcohol markers you want to use the Memento Black so that it doesn't bleed. So let's get started. First we're going to ink up our stamp, and because it's such a large image I like to turn it over and ink it this way. It seems to have more control and doesn't get all the outside edges of the stamp. And then you're just going to stamp it. There. It's pretty on its own, but you know me and my coloring. I just love to color. So we'll get started with the leaves first. I will fast forward this so you don't have to sit and watch me color the entire thing at real time. That might be a little boring on your end, but at least you can see how I use my blends. Okay, you can see how when I went out of the lines with the marker, I brought in the color lifter and it just erased my little mistakes. Okay, so now once you've colored the entire image, you're going to go back over with the color lifter, and it's not going to, you're going to not think you're doing, let's try that again. It's not going to show up right away, but as the alcohol dries, it will pull out some of that rich raspberry color. And it's going to look different every time you do it. This is just basically nothing but alcohol in this marker. So now we want to stamp our sentiment. Let's make sure we have the stamp going the right way. You always want to check your stamp before you stamp. Make sure you don't have ink. It's mostly with these little ones. The bigger ones aren't too bad, but these little ones, they can play havoc when you're stamping right on your project. If you're stamping and you're going to punch it out, it doesn't seem to do too bad. There we go. Let's color the ribbon, give that a little bit more time to dry. So you're just going to pull your ribbon off, and then I use the brush end, and you just start coloring. Just kind of paint it on. And with these lighter colors, the dark marker tends to work better. I'll show you a sample of the first one I made to do this for you. I had the colors a little bit different. I was going to use the rich raspberry markers, and it's very, very close to the berry burst ribbon that we have. That's why I changed to the pool party. I think that's about the length I need. Go a little bit farther just in case. There. So as that's drying, this was my first sample that I did, and as you can see, it's very close to the rich raspberry. I'm sorry, very close to the berry burst, but it is definitely rich raspberry. So now let's put this card together. Adhere this guy down to the rich raspberry, and remember, this is only about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now we'll adhere, see how it bleeds through. Go ahead and adhere this down. Oh, and one other little note. Right now, through the 12th of February, the Fast Fuse is on a buy one, and that's one of these, and you'll get 2 refills for free. So if you're a Fast Fuse user like I am, now's the time to stock up. So this is the cheater method. You're just going to put that down on the back and use a piece of Scotch tape. This saves your ribbon. And then just cut a little piece here. Tape him down there. And then you bring this up from the bottom. And as you tuck this in, you're going to want to turn it, and it'll give it a little bit flatter of a knot, and you can make a faux bow. Just pull it tight, and then just snip your edges straight. If I can get my snips under there. There we go. Now I attach this to the card base using my dimensionals, and this is where even your little ends can be used up, because you don't want to throw any of your dimensionals away. Adhere that down, and then we'll add some rhinestones, and there you go. Isn't that cute? That way, by coloring your ribbon with the Stampin' Blends, you'll be able to color your ribbon any color you want. I hope you liked the project today, and for more information, you can get all the measurements on the blog post at scrapsbysissy.com, and don't forget, our Fast Fuse is on sale. Have a fabulous Friday. Bye.